Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about what the best weight plate is for the home gym. If you had to pick one style of plate, which one should you go with? In my opinion, the best type of weight plate for a home gym, if you have to pick only one, is, and it's no surprise because it's on the rack while the others aren't, the tri-grip weight plate. Now, it's definitely not the most popular option, as most people prefer cast iron plates or bumper plates, but I think the tri-grips are the best, and here's why. First of all, they cost less. Typically, tri-grip weight plates or quad-grip plates, the grip style doesn't matter, are cheaper than other types of plates. They don't come at a premium cost. Most brands have their own version of a tri-grip plate. You can get a generic and cheap version, or you can buy specific grip plates like the quad-grip plates from NC Fitness. If you're in America, you can also get plates like the 6-shooters from Rogue or similar options. So why are grip-style plates the best? For the most part, it's about ease of use. The grip makes loading and unloading plates onto bars and machines much easier, especially plate-loaded machines, which are very common in home gyms. In almost every situation, a grip-style weight plate is easier to use than a bumper plate or even a cast-iron plate. They're easier to put on and take off bars, storage racks, machines, everything. And every now and then, if the weight is appropriate, you can even use the plate itself for exercises. You can technically do this with any plate, but it's much easier with tri-grips because they have handles. If you want to do front raises, you can grab a 10 kilo or 20 kilo plate, and it's good to go. I did Y raises for my shoulders for a while using just a 5 kilo tri-grip plate. They're simply the easiest to use. Another big advantage of grip-style plates, especially the tri-grip ones, is their availability. Almost every equipment brand and gym store sells some form of grip-style plate, whether it's a generic tri-grip model or something specific like the NC Fitness plates I showed you. Rogue has them, REP Fitness has them, and you can find them in both rubber-coated and cast-iron versions. So they're widely available and come in lots of varieties. That's not to say other plates don't have variety, but almost every brand has some version of a grip plate. They're also extremely common on the used market. Because they're not considered cool like cast iron plates, people often sell them cheaply. You can easily find these for around $2 per kilo on Facebook Marketplace, which is much harder to find with other plate styles. They're not perfect, though no product is. One of the cons is that grip-style plates are usually not standard size. They're typically a bit smaller than bumper plates. However, I will note that the NC Fitness 20 kilo quad grip plates are pretty much the same diameter as most bumpers or cast-iron plates. Another con is that if you get rubber-coated versions, the coating can sometimes split over time. But these plates in my gym, especially the tri-grip ones, are all used and around 4 to 5 years old. Many came from a commercial gym, so they've been heavily used and they still hold up well. So rubber cracking generally isn't a big issue if you're using them on rubber flooring. Now let's talk about cast iron plates. They do have some advantages, and as you can see, I still use some. Cast iron plates have that cool factor, the classic clanging sound when they hit together during a heavy lift or when loaded onto a machine. Whether it's the small plates in my squat rack or the 20 kilo plates on a barbell, they always sound cool. They also have that gritty, old-school aesthetic, especially the deep dish versions. A lot of people buy cast iron plates for the look, the feel, and the sound, which I totally understand. Technically, cast iron plates do have a grip, a small lip around the edge, but many brands design them in a way that makes your fingers slip off. Still, most plates have a sharper 90-degree bend on the rim which gives some grip, but this leads to the biggest con. They are nowhere near as easy to pick up or move around as grip-style plates. You simply can't wrap your fingers around them fully like you can with tri-grips. Another issue is size inconsistency. For example, this fan plate on the left is slightly smaller than many other brands, and I bought a whole batch like this from Marketplace. The seller sold them only because they weren't the same size as his Rogue plates. So don't assume cast iron plates are uniform, many aren't. Now bumper plates. Just because I'm mentioning them last doesn't mean they don't have pros. Their pros are obvious, but let me cover them quickly. They are quieter because they're made of rubber or urethane. They don't clang like cast iron or even grip-style plates. They're thicker, so the weight spreads over a larger surface area when they hit the ground, which is ideal for Olympic lifting. They're also good for deadlifts or any lift where the bar hits the ground because they're gentler on the floors. They can also help keep noise down, which is good for people with young kids or who train early in the morning. But even with bumper plates, dropping the bar will still make noise unless you lower it very slowly. Another big advantage is that bumper plates are all the same diameter, 5 kilo, 10 kilo, 20 kilo, all match in size. For beginners learning to deadlift, this consistency helps a lot. These bumper plates were actually my first set of plates, bought in a package deal. But I can tell you the biggest con: they are a pain to move around. No handles, no grip points. Moving them between machines or loading them onto bars is simply harder compared to grip plates or even cast iron. Some brands make a slightly raised lip, but it's still nothing like the convenience of grip-style plates. But they remain the best tool for their specific use, mainly Olympic lifting. Thanks for watching this video. I just wanted to discuss the pros and cons of all the different types of weight plates on the market. If I had to buy only one type and stick with it forever, it would be grip-style plates, usually tri-grip plates. I don't think that's a surprise. However, I will say that owning a small set of bumper plates, a pair of 20s, 10s, and 5s can also be useful. Thanks for watching. Check out the Instagram, check out some other videos, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bodylogic Lab.